Welcome back to the Legends Never Die channel. Over the past few days, we've received the heartbreaking news of the passing of several extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to celebrating their lives and honoring their memory. We'll also take a moment to reflect on the remarkable stars we've recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video, or the legacies of these incredible individuals, has touched your heart, please consider giving it a thumbs up as a tribute of respect and remembrance. Thank you.
It's Jed. Brandon Boyd once had fans stand outside a bathroom stall.
Jed the Fish, a voice that shaped the musical tastes of a generation. Born Edwin Jed Fish Gould III on July 15, 1955, Jed wasn't just a DJ, he was a cultural tastemaker, a sonic trailblazer, and the soul of Los Angeles radio for over 30 years. From 1978 to 2012, he ruled the afternoon slot on KROQ-FM 106.7, transforming it into a launchpad for artists who would go on to redefine alternative music in America. With his sharp wit and fearless approach to programming, Jed introduced millions to acts like Depeche Mode, The Smiths, No Doubt, The Cure, and Oasis, often well before they broke into the mainstream. His Catch of the Day became a daily must-listen, delivering bold, unexpected tracks that pushed musical boundaries. But behind the mic, he wasn't just spinning records. He was shaping culture. Off the air, Jed brought the same fearless creativity to everything he did. He was a visual artist, a drummer, and an unforgettable presence. Even through public struggles, he emerged stronger, channeling his experiences into raw, honest storytelling and a renewed sense of purpose. He later hosted the nationally syndicated Out of Order show, continuing to influence listeners across the country well into his later years. On April 14, 2025, Jed passed peacefully at his home in Pasadena, surrounded by love and close friends, after a brief and aggressive battle with small cell lung cancer. Though his voice has gone quiet, his legacy echoes on in the music, in the memories, and in the countless lives he touched through the airwaves. Jed the Fish wasn't just a DJ, he was a revolution behind the mic.
Hey, whatever. All right, let's toast the slut. Here you go. Come on, bring it up for the kid. I is Series 7.
Nicky Cat brought a raw intensity, unforgettable presence, and fearless complexity to every role he embraced. Born on May 11, 1970, Cat carved out a unique space in film and television, known for fully immersing himself in edgy, layered characters that many others might have hesitated to touch. He gained widespread recognition for his portrayal of the tough, confrontational Clinto in Dazed and Confused, 1993, a moment that resonated with the spirit of a generation. Audiences also remember him for his nuanced performance as the morally conflicted teacher Harry Sennett in Boston Public, where he brought both fire and vulnerability to the screen. Across a 38-year career, Cat amassed 75 acting credits, with standout roles in A Time to Kill, Boiler Room, School of Rock, Rules of Engagement, and The Dark Knight. His final on-screen appearance came in a 2018 episode of Casual, closing a career defined by bold choices and unforgettable performances. Those who worked alongside him, including director Robert Rodriguez, often praised his meticulous preparation, inventive instincts, and deep creative spirit, calling him a true artist whose impact lingered long after the final scene. On April 8, 2025, Nicky Cat passed away at his home in the Los Angeles area at the age of 54. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner confirmed his passing was due to complications related to long-term struggles with depression. He leaves behind a legacy of fierce authenticity, a body of work that challenged, moved, and entertained, and a quiet reminder, behind every powerful performance is a deeply human story, one that deserves to be heard with compassion.
And the words were easy. So some of my earlier writings and early...
Johnny Tillotson, the tender voice behind classics like Poetry in Motion and It Keeps Right on a Hurtin', was one of the defining pop country crossover artists of the 1960s. Born in Jacksonville, Florida in 1938, Johnny's musical journey began with local radio shows and talent contests, humble beginnings that led to a major record deal and national recognition. With his smooth tenor and emotionally rich lyrics, he captured the hearts of listeners across generations, earning 2 Grammy nominations and securing a lasting place in America's musical history. Released in 1960, Poetry in Motion soared to number 1, 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, setting the stage for a career filled with heartfelt hits. Just 2 years later, his self-penned ballad It Keeps Right on a Hurtin' became a cultural touchstone, later covered by icons like Elvis Presley, Dean Martin, and Bobby Darin. Tillotson's songs of love, longing, and vulnerability resonated deeply, especially during an era of sweeping social and cultural change. His music offered comfort and connection, becoming part of the emotional fabric of many lives. In his later years, Johnny was diagnosed with Parkinsonism, a condition that gradually affected his health. Yet even as his body slowed, his passion never dimmed. In a remarkable final act of creativity, he released Everything I Touch, Turns to Blue just days before his passing, a last luminous gift to his fans. Johnny passed peacefully on April 1st, 2025, at the age of 86. His wife, Nancy, lovingly remembered him as the sweetest, kindest man, a true gentleman. He is survived by his devoted family and a legacy of timeless music that continues to comfort, uplift, and inspire. Johnny Tillotson's songs weren't just melodies. They were moments of truth, windows into the soul, and reminders of the quiet power in heartfelt simplicity. Michael Hurley, the beloved folk musician, songwriter, and visual artist, passed away peacefully in his sleep on April 1st, 2025, at the age of 83. A true original, Hurley carved out a singular space in American music, becoming a cherished cult figure over 6 decades with his whimsical storytelling, soulful melodies, and unshakable independent spirit. He died at home in Oregon, a place he had lovingly called home for many years, just days after performing what would be his final shows. Born in Bucks County, Pennsylvania in 1941, Hurley began writing songs as a teenager on a Stella guitar passed down from his sister. His debut album, First Songs, was released on Folkways Records in 1964. Though critics were uncertain at first, his authenticity, humor, and vulnerability quickly earned him a devoted following among both fans and fellow musicians. Blending blues, country, and folk into something wholly his own, Hurley became a quiet inspiration to artists like Cat Power, Lucinda Williams, and Will Oldham. Albums such as Armchair Boogie and Hi-Fi Snock Uptown became cornerstones of the freak folk movement, celebrated for their strange beauty and emotional depth. Despite his growing legend, Hurley remained grounded. He preferred small bars, backyard sets, and happy hour gigs in Portland to the spotlight of big stages. He made cider from his own apple trees, drew his signature werewolf cartoons, and embraced a life of curiosity and simplicity. In his later years, a new generation rediscovered his music, and with it came a fresh wave of appreciation and love. Though his health declined, his creativity never waned. He kept making, singing, and sharing until the end. Michael Hurley's life was a gentle reminder that there is magic in slowness, honesty, and embracing the strange. As one friend beautifully put it, he brought you to a place where calm and wonder lived, and we were lucky to go there with him.
They don't know you're here. I'm still here. They don't know you're alive.
Linda Lavin was a radiant presence in American entertainment, a Tony-winning Broadway legend and beloved television star whose warmth, wit, and brilliance lit up stages and screens for over 7 decades. Born in Portland, Maine in 1937, Lavin infused every role with heart, humor, and humanity. Whether commanding a Broadway stage or brightening living rooms across the country, she left an indelible mark. Her breakout role as the spirited Alice Hyatt in the hit series Alice made her a household name in the 1970s, earning her 2 Golden Globes and an Emmy nomination. But Lavin's talents extended far beyond the screen. A force on the stage, she won a Tony Award for Broadway Bound in 1987 and garnered 6 nominations throughout her storied career. In her later years, she continued to defy expectations with memorable roles in Ellsworth, No Good Deed, and the Hulu comedy Mid-Century Modern, where her sharp timing and vibrant energy captivated a new generation. On December 29, 2024, Linda Lavin passed away unexpectedly at the age of 87, due to complications from a recent lung cancer diagnosis. Just weeks prior, she had walked the red carpet, radiant, full of life, and proud to support her latest work. More than just a performer, Lavin was a mentor, a generous collaborator, and a magnetic spirit who uplifted everyone around her. Colleagues fondly described her as a heat-seeking missile with a joke and a soul full of grace. In a world that often rushes past genuine connection, Linda Lavin paused, made us laugh, and reminded us of the beauty in simply being present. Her light lives on, in every performance she gave, and in the hearts of those who admired, learned from, and loved her.
It's to have that person that you feel safe around and you're comforted by and you support.
Drake Hogestyn leaves behind a legacy of love, loyalty, and quiet strength. Imagine a story spanning nearly 4 decades, one built on loyalty, love, and a quiet strength that never demanded attention, only earned respect. That's the story of Drake Hogestyn, a name that feels like family to millions of Days of Our Lives fans. Born in Fort Wayne, Indiana in 1953, Drake never set out to be an actor. His first dream was baseball, and for a time, he lived it, playing in the New York Yankees minor league system. But as life often does, it rerouted him with an injury that closed one door and opened another, one far greater than he ever imagined. In 1986, he stepped onto the set of Days of Our Lives as a mysterious figure known only as the Pawn. Viewers had no idea they were witnessing the beginning of a soap opera legend. That character would soon evolve into John Black, a role that wouldn't just define Drake's career, but reshape daytime television. Opposite Deidre Hall's Marlena Evans, Drake helped create one of the most iconic love stories in TV history, one rooted in passion, perseverance, and enduring connection. But he was more than a romantic lead or a fan favorite. He was the backbone of the show, always prepared, always gracious, always kind. He treated every cast member like family and every fan like a friend. Even in the face of personal hardship, including a private battle with pancreatic cancer, Drake continued to work, showing up with the same grace, humility, and dedication that marked his entire career. His final scenes aired just weeks before his passing on September 28, 2024, one day shy of what would have been his 71st birthday. Drake is survived by his loving family, including his 4 children and 7 grandchildren, a devoted cast and crew, and generations of fans who grew up watching him. His legacy isn't just written in scripts, but in the hearts of those he touched. Because true heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they simply show up. Every single day.
Late 50s. And I was studying with a
Breaking news. A half-century of silence, storm, and soul. The legacy of Al Pacino. When you hear the name Al Pacino, what flashes through your mind? The icy precision of Michael Corleone, the explosive fury of Tony Montana, or perhaps something more elusive, something deeply human. Today we invite you to rediscover not just a legendary actor, but a man whose life has been a masterclass in artistry, resilience, and unshakable authenticity. On a scale of 0 to 10, how deeply has Al Pacino's work moved you? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear how his story has touched yours. Born on April 25, 1940, in East Harlem, New York, Alfredo James Pacino came from modest beginnings. Raised in the Bronx by his single mother and maternal grandparents, he grew up in a working-class immigrant household where struggle was a daily companion. But even in hardship, young Pacino found an escape: acting. It gave him a voice, a purpose, a way out. His classmates called him the actor before he was ever cast. That nickname would prove prophetic. His breakout came in 1972's The Godfather, where he embodied Michael Corleone, a reluctant heir to a criminal empire, with such chilling subtlety and restraint that he redefined cinematic power. He didn't need to shout to leave the world shaken. It was only the beginning. From Serpico to Dog Day Afternoon, Scarface to Scent of a Woman, for which he won the Academy Award, Pacino brought fire, fragility, and fierce humanity to roles that explored the edges of morality, identity, and survival. Behind the scenes, however, Pacino quietly battled personal demons: the scars of childhood poverty, the early loss of his mother, the absence of his father. Acting, he once said, was not just his calling. Acting for me is survival. Even when his career faced lulls in the late 1980s, Pacino never sold out. Instead, he returned to what grounded him: the stage, Shakespeare, Chekhov. He let passion, not popularity, be his compass. In 2020, during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, Pacino experienced a near-death medical emergency, a moment he later described with chilling clarity in his upcoming memoir, Sonny Boy. Revived by medical staff after his pulse stopped, Pacino recalled not fear, but stillness, clarity. Since then, he's lived with a renewed sense of purpose. Now in his mid-80s, his voice may be raspier, his pace slower, but his spirit remains unyielding. He continues to act, meditate, and spend time with family. In 2023, he welcomed his fourth child, Roman, at age 83, an unexpected chapter that brought both headlines and reflection. Beneath the noise, one truth rings clear: Al Pacino is still learning, still loving, still evolving. His career has always been more than fame. It's been about truth, about being unflinchingly human in a world of illusion. Whether portraying Shakespeare's Shylock, an aging mob boss, or a broken anti-hero, Pacino invites us into characters who are raw, real, and unforgettable. Unlike many stars, he never pretended the spotlight was easy. He's spoken openly about the weight of fame, the cost of performance, the struggle to remain whole. Fame is the perversion of the normal human experience, he once said. And yet, he stayed grounded. He chose depth over dazzle, substance over spectacle. As we reflect on Pacino's extraordinary life and legacy, we don't just see a screen legend. We see a man who's walked through fire without losing his light. A man who turned vulnerability into strength and showed us that greatness is not about being loud, it's about being true. So, what's your favorite Al Pacino moment? A role that shook you? A quote that stayed with you? A quiet strength that resonated when the world expected noise? Share your memories in the comments. Let's celebrate this journey together. And if this tribute moved you, please give it a like and subscribe for more stories that honor the legends who shape us. Thank you, Al Pacino, for the fire, the depth, the soul. You haven't just played great roles, you've lived them, and in doing so, you've helped us better understand ourselves.
With the Olsen and Johnson series, which we replaced Milton Berle.
Bill Hayes, a lifetime of song, story, and heart. Born on June 5, 1925, in Harvey, Illinois, Bill Hayes was a man whose remarkable talent, magnetic charm, and boundless passion illuminated both stage and screen for more than 7 decades. He first captured national attention in the 1950s with his breakout hit, The Ballad of Davy Crockett, which soared to the top of the Billboard charts and made him a household name. But it was a role in daytime television that would forever anchor his legacy. In 1970, Bill joined the cast of Days of Our Lives as Doug Williams, a character who would become a cornerstone of the show's enduring appeal. Doug's love story with Julie Olsen, played by Bill's real-life wife, Susan Seaforth Hayes, became one of the most iconic and beloved romances in soap opera history. On-screen, their connection was electric. Off-screen, their marriage was just as inspiring, marked by deep affection, creativity, and unwavering partnership. Their lasting contributions to daytime television were honored in 2018 with Lifetime Achievement Awards at the Daytime Emmys, a tribute to their shared artistry and profound impact on audiences. Bill's career extended far beyond the soundstage. He was a Broadway performer, a recording artist, and a trailblazer, recognized as the first person to ever sing on daytime television. But more than his accolades, Bill was remembered for his warmth, humility, and the sincere joy he brought to everyone he encountered. On January 12, 2024, Bill passed away peacefully at the age of 98 of natural causes. Just months before, he had joyfully celebrated his birthday on set, surrounded by castmates and crew who loved him dearly. Bill Hayes leaves behind a legacy that resonates far beyond the screen, a legacy of joy, artistry, and love. His voice, his kindness, and the unforgettable characters he brought to life will continue to echo in the hearts of his fans for all the days of our lives.
From start to finish, to be honest with you. There was a script that somebody else had written.
Charles Shire, a master of heartfelt storytelling. Charles Shire was a master of warm, witty storytelling, whose films helped shape the emotional landscape of modern American cinema. Born in Los Angeles in 1941, he inherited a love for Hollywood from his father, industry veteran Melville Shire. But Charles went on to forge a path and a voice all his own. With an instinctive grasp of narrative and a deep appreciation for classic comedy, Shire became known for creating films that effortlessly blended humor, heart, and humanity. Teaming up with then-wife Nancy Meyers, he co-wrote the hit Private Benjamin, earning an Oscar nomination and setting the stage for a string of beloved family comedies. As a director, he brought us Baby Boom, Father of the Bride, and its touching sequel. Films that didn't just entertain, but resonated with audiences through their portrayal of love, parenthood, and the everyday joys and challenges of family life. Shire's work stood out for its relatability, timeless charm, and unforgettable characters, earning him a special place in the hearts of moviegoers for over 5 decades. Even in his later years, Shire remained committed to storytelling. His most recent project, The Noel Diary, found a new home and audience on Netflix. His influence extended beyond his own work, as his daughter, Hallie Myers Shire, has continued the family's storytelling tradition in film. Charles Shire passed away on December 27, 2024, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, following a brief illness. He was 83 years old. His family remembered him as a complete original, a man whose legacy lives on not only through his children, but through the stories he gave to the world. For anyone who ever found laughter in Father of the Bride or inspiration in Baby Boom, Charles Shire was more than a filmmaker. He was the quiet architect of cherished moments. His films will continue to light up screens and hearts for generations to come.
For this long-time show, I think it's great. It's nice to have everybody.
Wayne Northrup, a life of authenticity and legacy. Wayne Northrup's journey to stardom was far from conventional.
I'm having fun.
After earning a degree in communications from the University of Washington, he spent time traveling through Europe. But it wasn't until he took a single acting class in Seattle that his passion for acting was ignited. He moved to Los Angeles in the 1970s, joining the Los Angeles Actors Theater and quickly landing television roles. However, it was his portrayal of Roman Brady, the stoic and principled detective on Days of Our Lives, that truly captured audiences' hearts, making him a household name throughout the 1980s and 1990s. His chemistry with co-star Deidre Hall became legendary, creating one of soap opera's most iconic couples. Off-screen, Wayne lived a life rooted in authenticity and quiet strength. With his wife, actress Lynn Herring, he built a peaceful life on a working cattle ranch in Raymond, California. Far from the limelight, a passionate advocate for wildlife conservation, the couple also preserved the oldest home in town, transforming it into a historic museum. Friends and fans remember Wayne not only for his acting talent, but for his commitment to family, ranching, and conservation. After a 6-year battle with Alzheimer's disease, Wayne Northrup passed away peacefully on November 29, 2024, at the Motion Picture and Television Country home in Woodland Hills, surrounded by his family. His wife shared that he took his final breath in the loving arms of his loved ones. Wayne's legacy lives on in every scene, every storyline, and every fan who still remembers Roman Brady's quiet strength. He showed us what it meant to live with depth, grace, and purpose, both on and off the screen.
Term of endearment as I was a little one.
Jeffrey Duell, a quiet force in classic American entertainment. Jeffrey Duell, the quietly compelling actor who brought Billy the Kid to life in Chisholm, standing alongside John Wayne in one of the great westerns of the 1970s, left a lasting mark on Hollywood. Born on January 17, 1943 in Lockport, New York, Jeffrey followed in the footsteps of his brother Peter Duell, carving out his own legacy with a calm intensity and a thoughtful presence on screen. Throughout the late 1960s and 1970s, Jeffrey became a familiar face to audiences, with a breakout role in Chisholm, followed by notable performances in The Young and the Restless, Mission Impossible, Mod Squad, and The Streets of San Francisco. His work in both film and television earned him a quiet yet enduring respect among fans of classic American entertainment. Jeffrey brought integrity to every role, always grounded in a deep love for the craft. Beyond Hollywood, he embraced a life of purpose and reflection. In the 1980s, Jeffrey returned to school to earn a master's degree and later became a substitute teacher in Florida, choosing to give back to his community through education. His humility and warmth were felt in every chapter of his life. After living with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, Jeffrey Duell passed away peacefully on December 22, 2024, in Largo, Florida, at the age of 81. He is remembered as a knight in shining armor by his wife, Jacqueline, and cherished by all who knew him. Jeffrey's legacy continues to live on through his work, and the many lives he touched, both on and off the screen. What's your favorite memory of Jeffrey Duell? Was it his charm in Chisholm, or perhaps a surprising guest role on a show from your youth? Share your thoughts and join in celebrating a life well lived. Dave Allen, a pioneer of post-punk sound. Dave Allen, the innovative British bassist whose driving rhythms were instrumental in defining the post-punk era, passed away on April 5th, 2025, at the age of 69. In recent years, he had been living quietly with early-onset dementia, surrounded by family and friends in Portland, Oregon. Allen rose to prominence as a core member of Gang of Four, with their 1979 debut album, Entertainment, becoming a landmark in political rock. His melodic yet forceful bass lines powered iconic tracks like Damaged Goods and I Found That Essence Rare, setting a new standard for how funk and punk could come together with purpose. His influence continued with the band's 1981 follow-up, Solid Gold, further cementing his reputation as one of the most inventive bassists of his generation. After leaving Gang of Four in 1981, Allen co-founded Shriekback with Barry Andrews of XTC. The band fused groove-laden bass lines with dark, experimental textures, producing cult classics that were featured in Manhunter and Miami Vice. Later, Allen formed King Swamp and rejoined Gang of Four for reunion tours, including a standout performance at Coachella in 2005. Beyond his musical career, Dave Allen became a respected advocate within the industry. As Director of Artist and Industry Advocacy at Beats Music, now Apple Music, he mentored emerging musicians and championed new talent. Dave Allen was more than just a bassist. He was a connector of sounds, people, and ideas. His music pushed boundaries. His presence elevated his collaborators. And his legacy continues to resonate through the generations he inspired. For fans of a certain era, his bass lines weren't just background. They were the heartbeat. What's your favorite Dave Allen moment or track? Share your thoughts and memories below to celebrate the life of a true sonic pioneer.
They're filling in good, but, on my desk, I have...
David Siegel, a legacy of vision, family, and resilience. David Siegel, a towering figure in the American real estate industry and a beloved patriarch of the Siegel family, passed away peacefully on April 5th, 2025, at the age of 89, after a long battle with cancer. Known to many as the founder and CEO of Westgate Resorts, David built not only a business empire, but a lasting legacy rooted in ambition, family, and resilience. With a visionary spirit, David transformed Westgate from a single property into one of the largest timeshare companies in the U.S. His passion for entrepreneurship and hospitality marked his career, but it was his deep love for his family that defined his essence. In 2000, he married Jackie Siegel, and together they raised 8 children, capturing the nation's attention through the 2012 documentary The Queen of Versailles and its 2022 follow-up series. Through both economic triumphs and challenges, David remained unwavering in his mission to build something lasting for those he cherished. After the heartbreaking loss of their daughter Victoria in 2015, David and Jackie founded Victoria's Voice Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to addressing substance abuse, an issue that has remained central to their family's purpose. In his final years, David was surrounded by love, watching his children grow into the next generation of leaders. His sons, David and Daniel, were recently named co-vice presidents of Westgate Resorts, ensuring that his life's work would continue with strength and vision. David Siegel will be remembered not only for his business success, but also for his dedication to family, his generosity, and his belief in second chances. His legacy lives on in the stories he created, the homes he built, and the countless lives he touched.
Here? Out in front, sir. A limousine and a pizza. Compliments.
Breaking news. Tim Curry, a tale of triumph, transformation, and timeless talent. What do you truly know about the man behind the iconic makeup? Just the mention of Tim Curry's name conjures up 1,000 faces, voices, and unforgettable moments. From his role as a corseted alien scientist to the chilling clown that haunted a generation, Tim Curry's career is nothing short of electric. But beyond the flamboyant characters and unmistakable voice lies a story of courage, resilience, and unwavering passion. What is your favorite Tim Curry performance? Share your memories with us in the comments as we celebrate his incredible legacy. Born April 19, 1946, in Grappenhall, Cheshire, England, Tim Curry's early life was shaped by both structure and imagination. As the son of a Royal Navy chaplain, he was raised in a disciplined environment, yet one that nurtured his artistic pursuits. After the loss of his father at the age of 12, Tim found solace in theater and music, developing a voice that would become one of the most recognizable in entertainment. Curry first captured the world's attention in 1975 as Dr. Frank N. Furter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Bold, bizarre, and brilliant, his portrayal shattered boundaries and became a cultural phenomenon. But his career was far from limited to just one role. Tim Curry went on to become one of the most versatile performers of his generation, whether making audiences laugh in Clue, terrifying them as Pennywise in It, or dazzling them on stage in Spamalot. His genius lay in his ability to blend theatricality with profound emotional depth. His success wasn't confined to live-action roles. Curry's powerful, expressive voice graced countless animated films, video games, and audiobooks. Whether playing villains, wise mentors, or eccentric characters, his voice carried with it a unique presence, complexity, and charm. Over decades, his name became synonymous with excellence in character acting, a true actor's actor. But behind the laughter, applause, and dazzling performances, Tim Curry's journey was not without immense personal challenges. In 2012, he suffered a major stroke that drastically affected his mobility and daily life. Once known for his animated physicality, he now faced a new reality. Despite these challenges, Curry did not retreat from public life. Instead, he adapted and continued to work, particularly in voice acting, where his talents could still shine brightly. He also began attending conventions, delighting fans with his wit, warmth, and resilience. More recently, Tim completed work on his highly anticipated memoir, Vagabond, set for release in October 2025. The book offers a deeply personal look at his journey, from his youth and meteoric rise to fame, to life after his stroke. In interviews, Curry has candidly discussed how the stroke changed him, not just physically, but emotionally. He found strength in humor, in the love of friends, and in the enduring connection he shares with his fans. Tim's indomitable spirit has made him even more admired than before, not just as an actor, but as a human being, facing adversity with grace and determination. In recent years, friends and former co-stars have rallied around him. Aileen Quinn, who starred alongside Curry in Annie, called him a warrior and praised his continued passion for the craft. Barry Bostwick, his co-star in Rocky Horror, described Curry as the backbone of the movie, noting that his energy and commitment were essential in making the cult classic endure for over half a century. In Vagabond, Curry reflects on moments of vulnerability